Hi everyone, my name is Julie Leeds. I am an executive director with 31, and I want to thank you first of all for joining our mega event. I started this for all the girls in my downline, and I let everybody know, whoever wanted to take part in it, that I was going to create the group and the post, and all they needed to do was reach out to you, their friends, family, customers, and hostesses, and invite them to this group. So it's just a big team party, and when you see stuff posted, the majority of the posts are going to happen tomorrow night, which is Thursday, between 8 and 9. Like, it's 30 posts, so it's like every 2 minutes. And when you see something you like, just comment sold and tag your customer. Or not your customer, your consultant. So make sure you know the consultant, 31 consultant that invited you to this event. So when you see something that you like, you are able to tag their name and they can take the order for you. Either they'll give you a link to place the order on through private message. We don't want to post any shopping links in this event because we don't want anybody to get confused between consultants. But just reach out to them, or I told them to make it super easy for you and just get your information and place the order for you. Because if people make it easy for me to shop, I can spend some money. So thank you for joining us. What I wanted to do was just hop on here live, and I did a little contest and said everybody that asked me a question in that post about what I do as a consultant, that I would answer it in a live video. So I'm going to go through these questions now. First question was, how long have I been a consultant? I enrolled in January of 2011 because my quick little story is that I had never done direct sales before. I worked for Bank of America in their mortgage servicing center in Gettsville, and I actually was short $1,000 to pay my property tax bill in January, back in 2011. And they couldn't give me extra hours at the bank. And I had just heard about this 31 stuff. I really didn't know too much about it. And I think I only owned a lunch tote and a skirt purse. And my consultant had dropped off a new catalog for the spring. And I was looking at the back and I saw the kit. And I was like, my friends like this stuff. I can, do some parties and get my $1,000. So that's how I started. So I've been a consultant for over 8 years. And if you would have told me 10 years ago that I'd be doing this, I would have laughed in your face. What is it like being a 31 consultant? Well, I guess the answer would probably be different for everyone, but for me, it's freaking fantastic because I found out that I absolutely love, I love the products, but I wasn't absolutely in love with them before I enrolled. I just needed the money. I then fell in love with the products. I fell in love with the company. I fell in love with the people that work there, all the people I've met through 31, other consultants, my team members, my hostesses, my customers. So that's what I love. I love meeting people and hearing people's stories. So that's what I think it's like for being a 31 consultant. I think it's pretty freaking awesome. How many hours a week do I spend on my business? I'm not normal. When I started this business 8 years ago, I was also working at the bank, but I saw the income potential in the business because I have a business background. So I knew if I could take charge right from the beginning, which is what I did with my business, and got out of my circle of friends and family right away, and also sponsored new team members and built a team, I knew then that I didn't know, but I wanted to see what I could do with it. And within 2 years, I had more than replaced my income at the bank. So I was able to retire from the bank, and now I get to strictly do 31. So how many hours do I spend a week on the business? I'm always doing business, but business is me on Facebook. So whenever my family catches me on Facebook, I'm like, I'm working. So that's my story. I would say it's going to depend on how much. I think people think it's going to take a lot of time, but it's really not. But you do have to put time in it to get your parties going. Decide whether you're going to do just online parties or home parties as well. I prefer to do home parties because I feed off that human interaction. And I just need to see people, especially now that I don't work outside the home. This is my excuse to get out and see people. So I love the home party. Sometimes I feel like the online party almost takes up a little more time than the home party because sometimes it can be dragged out for a week or two. And where the home party, I'm just bopping in there that night for, hour and a half, 2 hours, and I'm out. So it's all what you want to put into it, and it depends on how much you plan on working your business. Okay, this one was a really good question. What was the biggest fear or obstacle holding me back from becoming a consultant, and how did I overcome it? Well, for myself, I didn't have a fear. I think because I had never done direct sales, so I guess I didn't even have the fear of how much rejection I was gonna experience. I guess if I had done direct sales before, I would have known that it can be kind of brutal with people saying no and ignoring you all the time. So I just jumped right in, and I'm that type of person. I don't overthink things, because in my head I was like, okay, this kit is $99 at the time, still is, $99, and there's over $300 worth of product in it, so even if I don't do anything, I got a good deal on these products. So that was my thought process. And I know my friends will do a couple parties for me, and I'll get my money and go. I had no intention of staying. So, and then the only other thing that could have been a fear or obstacle, it wasn't a fear, but an obstacle was, at the time I was working at the bank and our children were much younger, like 6 and 9, I think, or something. 7 and 11, I don't know. Anyways, they were younger and they were involved in obviously school and tons of sports and outside of activities. So my husband said, you are not doing that. He's like, you do not have time. I'm like, well, and he's like, and how much money do you think you're really going to make selling bags? I'm like, I don't know. People like bags just because I don't. He told me not to do it, and he was going to have nothing to do it. So guess what that did? I hit submit. I'm that type of person. He loves me. I love him, but he knows that he can never tell me what to do. Nor do I think he really tries to, but he just likes to throw in his opinion, and, I value it, but I'm still going to do what I want to do. So that was the only thing. And so he did kind of dig his heels in and give me a problem in the beginning. But once he saw the money rolling in, and definitely when I earned a $2,000 Best Buy card that summer, and he went on a $2,000 shopping spree in Best Buy, yeah, his tune changed. What is the biggest party I ever had? I think it was years ago, and the girl whose party it was definitely like 2,700. She was a teacher. She had lots of teacher friends there, but she had a big, I think, Italian family too, so there was lots of relatives there. Everybody bought. I think her mother easily spent like 500. Like, I'm totaling it up, and I just kept totaling it and going, oh my gosh, this is so big. And on my way home, this is literally what I told my husband. I'm on the way home, and I'm like shaking. Like, so I got the car, whatever. I'm not on my phone because I can speak through the car. And I would call him on my way home because he'd want to know how my party did. And I was like, you are not going to believe it. I'm like, it was like $2,700. I'm like, do you realize that I just made what it would have been like 600 or something dollars? Was it 600? 550? $550 in 2 hours. I'm like, that's like stripper money. So yeah, that was my biggest party. And guess what? She ended up enrolling within a few months after that, and she is still a consultant to this day. She doesn't do tons of parties. She just keeps herself active, probably for the discount, but that's easily about 5 years ago. And she could have got the commission on that whole party, but I got it. So that's why I always ask all my hostesses too, before we do their party, if they want to enroll, because I always like to offer the option for you to get the rewards of this party and also the percentage as a consultant. And then you can, if you book parties, your friends book parties, you can do them and make some more money. Is it a lot of work to get customers to buy the product? Well, I don't try to get customers to buy the product. I try to find the customers that want my product, okay? So you gotta look at things differently and come at them from a different angle. I always tell my girls too when they start out that your friends and family can help start your business, but they're not gonna keep you in business, nor do they wanna keep you in business, trust me. So my friends were awesome. My friends totally did parties for me in the beginning, but my goal when they did parties, and I tell all my girls, when people offer to do parties for you in the beginning to help you get your business started, you say the biggest thing they can do for you, the best thing they can do for you is to invite as many people that you do not know, so that when you do your friend's party, you are meeting totally new people, totally new circles, and you need to book with those people at that party. So then when you go do that person's party, you don't know that person. You more than likely don't know any of their friends and family, and you're going to book off of those people. So that's where people get stuck. They rely on their friends and family. You will not have a sustainable business off of friends and family. That's my number one tip. You have to get out of your circle immediately. And I'm always looking for people that want our products. You know what I mean? I'm not going to make somebody buy my product, try to talk them into my product. There's people outside that love 31. I just need to find those people. And I also need to introduce 31 to the people that have never heard of it. Like, you may all have heard of it, but it's surprising when I go to a house party and half the people have never heard of it. Majority of the people have never been to a home party. That's huge. Home parties are the best. Okay. How much additional time do you have to allow for setups and takedowns? I like that question too. If you're doing a Facebook party, it depends on how you're going to do it. A lot of people don't even go live. It is better to go live because then people can connect with you. So, like, I hope you connect with me today through this video. But if you're doing a home party, I still tell the hostesses that I'm going to be there a half hour early. I do not need to be there a half hour before because I don't set up. They're like, do you want me to have a table out for you? Do you want me to do this, do that? I'm like, nope, don't worry about me, because I used to do a big display, like put my products out and stage them in the beginning when I did my home parties. Now I don't, because people just go in even before the party starts and start touching them, which is great because I want them to check them out. But then it's just a big old mess anyways and laying flat on the table. So I want to make my job look as easy as it is. So I show up with my big, large utility totes, walk into their house and just set them wherever the party's going to be, like in the living room, and I just set them on the floor. I may pull out a couple things that are a monthly special or something that I love and just prop it out. And then when I start to do my demo, I'm like, listen, I have pretty much everything in the catalog in these 2 large utility totes, and by the end of this party, it is going to be all over this floor, and you will be swimming in a sea of bags. And then they laugh. Because who doesn't want to just sit on the floor and swim in a sea of bags? And they toss them back and forth. They're like, what about this one? What about that one? And everybody's just selling to each other because everybody knows what they like, and they're more apt to buy from their friends than they are from me or you if you were the consultant. So setup is nothing. Takedown. The takedown is literally me just putting them all back in the large utility totes, and people are usually in the kitchen and they leave with everything all over the floor, and they come back in and it's all picked up, and they're like, oh my gosh, you got all that stuff into those 2 totes? I'm like, yeah. They're like, that was quick, because our products, everything folds flat, so it's really quick pickup job. Hopefully, this one says, do I love my job? Well, I hope from this video you can tell that I do, because I love it. I thank God, and this is not a lie, I thank God in my prayers every single night. First and foremost for my family's health. Without our health, nothing matters. So we're very thankful for our good health and our jobs. My husband, he has a job he doesn't like. He works at a factory, but it is a good job, good pay and good benefits. And I also thank God for 31, bringing 31 into my life, because it completely changed my life, my family's life. It has allowed me to spend the past 6 years with pure freedom to do stuff with my kids and my family whenever I wanted to. So I love 31 and thank God every night for it. Best job ever. This one I didn't understand. Somebody said, how often are you asking for classes, and how often are people asking you to do classes? I don't know if they meant parties, so I'm going to put that in. How often am I asking for parties, and how often do people ask me? Well, first off, I don't ask for parties. I offer parties. And that's what I try and teach my girls too. That nobody likes, I'm sure none of you, if you've ever seen somebody post on Facebook, who's going to help me? I need to book 2 parties. Will you do a party for me? I need sales. I need that. Nobody likes that person, right? But I want to be the person, and I want to teach my team to be the person that reaches out to somebody that maybe is feeling kind of down, and say to them, you know what? Private message them and be like, check in on them, how they're doing, and be like, you know what? I want to do a party for you. Let's get your friends over. I'm going to bring some bags. We'll put out a couple snacks, box of wine, and have some fun. Because at our parties, it is not about the bags. The bags are awesome, and you're going to, get something that you love because you deserve it, but they're secondary. The most important thing, and that's why I love home parties, is everybody getting together, because it's a big deal, because people could be doing so many other things other than getting off the couch and coming to your house for a party. So I always like to celebrate that. So I don't ask for parties, I offer parties. And people on occasion will come to me, because at my home parties, I don't do games either. I don't like anyone to feel like they were tricked into booking a game, because that's what I hated about direct sales. I hated, I stopped going to parties no matter what they were or who my friend was. I pitched the invitation because I hated that. I felt like, oh God, here it comes. They're going to do the game and I'm going to get stuck booking a party, and then I'm going to spend weeks trying to figure out how to get out of it. So I tell everybody, listen, I don't do booking games because I want you to do a party with me, because you want to do a party, because you want some free 31, because you want to have fun like this. Because if I trick you into booking a party, and you really don't want to do it, it's a waste of your time and it's a waste of my time. So I think people appreciate my honesty, and when they're ready, they come to me. Now, that doesn't mean I sit here waiting for people to come to me. I have to go out and find those parties too. But I do have a fair amount that will reach out to me when they're ready, and that's what I want, because then it's a really great party for both of us. Last question. Oh, have you ever been in direct sales before? That was the last question. And if anybody's on and has another question, you can ask me anything. But I had said in the beginning that I had never done direct sales before. So I didn't know. I didn't know what I was doing. So that was kind of the beauty of it. I just learned as I went along. I had no, preconceptions about the business, which is good, because I know some people can be tainted because maybe you did another direct sales before. And I'm not saying we're better than anybody else, because I don't know any different. I only know 31. I do know that if anything ever happens to 31, I don't think I'm going to go do another direct sales business, because I don't feel like I'm this big direct sales guru. It just all clicked. The timing of my life, running into 31. I love the atmosphere and the concept and the products and the people. It'll just be a stage of my life. So who knows what I'll do next in life, but for right now, I am just loving being a 31 consultant, and I want to thank you guys for taking a few minutes to watch this. And I will be picking a name out of the people that asked questions that I just answered. Pick a winner there. And then tomorrow there'll be a couple more posts during the day, but like I said, the majority are from 8 to 9, and it's going to be like wildfire every 2 minutes. So be ready to watch. Be ready to tag your consultant when you see something you like, and they can take your order for you. And if anybody is interested in learning more about becoming a consultant, reach out to the consultant that invited you. If she's a little uncomfortable, because some of them get nervous and they think, oh, I don't know enough to, tell somebody. They know more than they realize. And you can reach out to me and I will work with your consultant and you. I'm not going to, take you as a team member. I'm going to make sure you get matched up with your consultant. So you guys can work together and we'll all be on the same team, leads by example. And we're going to have a great party. So also, if you also want to host, reach out to your consultant as well. They would love to do a party for you. And we can set something up for May. So enjoy the rest of your day. It's sunny here in Lockport, New York. And hopefully the weather's just getting warmer and warmer for the spring. So thanks again. Have a good one.